Let's make a character by rolling some dice. Hello, my name is Jade, and I like to paint with pixels. So, what are we rolling the dice for? For this month's pixel portrait practice, I wanted to try and combine some of my learnings of color theory with drawing portraits. I thought I'd try and use the dice rolls for the following. Eye color will be with a d6, hair color will be with a d12, skin tone will be with a d20, and for funsies, an extra feature with a d4. And this is my little dice box. It's from a lovely player of my D&D game that I run, and I use it all the time as a DM. And these are my dice that we're going to be rolling. So let's just jump into the first one. Skin tone with a d20. Nice, we got a 7. For the hair color, we got an 11, which is a light pink. For the eye color, we got a 3, which is green. And for the extra trait with a d4, I can't see that from here, but we got a 1, which means that we need to add some jewelry. Alrighty, that is our choices, so let's get into gathering some references, and I'll chat about my initial thoughts with the character. The colors being pink and green instantly made me think of plants and flowers, so I wanted that to be an important element of the design. I wasn't immediately thinking I'd make it fantasy related, but it felt quite fitting because we're rolling dice, and it made me think of this character being some sort of druid. And that led me to wanting to create like D&D themed characters, but in a more modern setting, so it really felt fitting to make this druid a florist with her own shop. With these initial thoughts in mind, I did a bit of searching on Pinterest for references, and I was looking for top bun hairstyles, and I like these ones because they're a little bit messy, which kind of fits her vibe, I think. I wanted her to have flowers in her hair, so I did some digging in for these photos. Wedding inspo photos are surprisingly useful for this. And finally, some outfit inspo. Even though I'm not going past the shoulders for this drawing, I thought it would be nice to see what florists wear as a uniform while I work. Okay, onto the sketches. For quickly sketching ideas, I actually use a different app on my iPad called Procreate. I think I mainly use this instead of Pixware because I can be a bit more loose with the sketch before simplifying it into a smaller resolution after. I can also make little side notes for details that I think of while I'm sketching. The pose took a couple of attempts to get right. I sort of wanted her turning around as if she was about to greet you into the shop, and I wanted her to have a big smile and a head tilt to try and add to the welcoming vibes that she has. As part of the sketching process, I did a little grayscale study to try and get the values right, and then I did a quick color test too. I realized the light pink on the hair and the skin tone are quite similar in values, but I think that the shadows from her hair and the darker values from that will help separate the two. Okay, onto the drawing. I was pretty nervous about starting this, not only because it's been a little while since I did a proper portrait study, but this is also the first one where I'm making the character myself, rather than directly copying a reference photo to study. I forgot that it can look a bit gnarly in the beginning stages, so it is really a trust the process. Even though this isn't going to be an official D&D character, I did a little bit of digging on what sort of druid she would be, and came to the conclusion that she would be a Circle of the Lands grassland subclass, which feels pretty fitting with the daylight and haste spells for her to run her shop. I've been really enjoying creating backstories and lore in my spare time for both the flower project that I've been doing, and I've finally started sharing on YouTube, and also my own D&D game, so I thought I'd write a little snippet for this character too. And here it is. Isabella, or Izzy to her friends, has always loved to take care of flowers. She is attentive, creative, and though a little clumsy at times, she is always happy to give a hand to anyone she meets. Consistently late to opening up the shop, you'll always see Izzy rushing around in her trusted bun and green dungarees, but nothing a little druidcraft can't fix with a couple extra flowers here and there. Izzy's dream is to one day expand the store and host workshops to teach young druids about the joys of learning about flowers. Yeah, that's a little bit about Izzy. Okay, I need to pause the time-lapse here because there was a bit of a hiccup with this drawing when it came to adding the color. So with the color test that I did before, I took the same color for the skin tone and took out the saturation so that it was the base value, and then I used that as the starting point for each of the grayscale studies. But when I then used the color blend mode layer in PicSquare, it made the values way lighter than the original color, even though the base value of each color is the same, and I used the color that I swatched on the blend mode layer too. This was very confusing, and I couldn't tell if it was something that I was doing wrong or if it was a bug, but in the end, I just added the colors on a normal layer without the blend mode. But then I forgot to hit record, so I'll just do a reveal from the grayscale version to the final result. Aside from the little hiccup with picking out colors, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I feel like I'm slowly but surely getting a bit more confident with picking out colors with each study that I do and figuring out how I want to use them. I'm glad that I got to try out a new color harmony as well with this piece by using a split complementary color scheme with the pinks and the purples and the green hues. I really enjoyed adding a backstory to the character, and even though I don't think it's entirely necessary to make a good design, it can be nice to add some of the extra details from your story to the character in either their appearance or with the pose that they're in. And I think this could really shine through if you make a proper character sheet with multiple drawings, which, hey, maybe one day I'll try out when I build up some more confidence. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd love to know if you like this format of a video, and if you do, what other features or traits should I add to the dice rolls? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Take care out there. Goodbye!